How does axle ratio relate to fuel economy? Have you ever wondered how the axle ratio of a truck affects its fuel economy? Understanding this connection can help truck drivers make informed choices about their vehicles. The axle ratio is all about the gears in the truck's differential. This differential links the rear axle to the drive shaft, which is connected to the engine. The axle ratio tells us how many times the drive shaft must turn to make the wheels rotate once. A lower axle ratio means the engine runs at a lower revolutions per minute for a specific speed. This usually translates to better fuel economy. For example, a truck with an axle ratio of 2.47 will consume less fuel at highway speeds compared to a truck with a 3.55 ratio. The reason is simple. The engine operates at a lower RPM with the lower ratio, which is more fuel efficient. On the flip side, a higher axle ratio increases the engine RPM. This setup provides more power and torque, which is great for towing or hauling heavy loads. However, it does come at the expense of fuel efficiency. So, if a truck is primarily used for long-distance hauling or towing, a higher axle ratio can be beneficial. It allows the truck to handle heavy loads more effectively. Now, let's talk about driving habits. Truck drivers can optimize fuel efficiency by selecting the right axle ratio based on their needs. For instance, a driver who frequently hauls heavy trailers might prefer a higher axle ratio for that extra power. On the other hand, a driver who mostly drives unloaded on highways may want to choose a lower ratio to save on fuel costs. In practical terms, understanding axle ratios can lead to significant savings. Choosing the right axle ratio can impact not only operational costs, but also the environmental footprint of the truck. A well-chosen axle ratio helps balance power and fuel efficiency, making it a key consideration for any truck driver. So, whether you are hauling heavy loads or cruising down the highway, the axle ratio plays a vital role in how efficiently your truck uses fuel. By being mindful of this aspect, drivers can make choices that benefit both their wallets and the environment.